All right, you guys. So I didn't want to have to get into a serious topic so far. No, not so far, but I didn't want to have to get into a serious topic immediately in the podcast. But I have felt the need that I have to say something. And I think that this is going to be something good to hear for somebody to say and for people to hear and listen about it. I've talked about this previous podcast ago about mental health, about me personally suffering from anxiety and being diagnosed with anxiety when I was back in New York. And, you know, it's come across that, you know, a lot of people still do see mental health as a joke. And I'm here to say that I don't think mental health is a joke at all. Now, mind you, I think it's healthy to joke with those and try to lighten the mood of things when you know somebody's going through stuff, to try to put a smile on their face, to try to get them to kind of distance themselves from the inner pain that they might be going through mentally, physically, all of that. But what I don't condone is, and what and I'm going to speak up for it, because I don't think it's okay, is to disregard somebody that is clearly suffering from mental health and is crying for help, and people disregard it. People think it's a joke, and I've seen it, and it's terrible. And I'm not gonna lie, when I see it personally, deep down inside, it gets me. It really does internally get me, because I know what it's like. I do. I don't typically get personal with you guys to an extent about how deeply I go through certain things, but to see others go through their mental struggles, to experience it firsthand, but also to see others that I know and I don't know on social media having a cry for help, no matter how subtle it may be, it bothers me when I see people disregard it. It really does. And I'm here to tell y'all that mental health is not a joke, especially in the Black community. I don't ever try to make things about race and everything, but here on this podcast, I speak about from my own personal experience, and it's been my own personal experience and upbringing, and it is typical in the Black culture and African American culture, especially here in the United States. We're always told to suck it up, deal with it. And we know now more than ever that that's probably the worst thing that you can do. And it's time for us to break that cycle. I had to go through it myself. Personally, I am very close with my parents. God bless me to be able to have both my parents in my life throughout my entire life, and they are still on this earth with me right now. And I appreciate it, and it's a blessing to have them. But my parents are one of the people that it's most difficult to talk about my struggles with mental health. It's not their fault, and I don't blame them per se, because I think there are certain things that they have done to me that has affected me mentally, but it's the upbringing that they had. Usually, especially being a Black man, when you're trying to express yourself mentally, emotionally, you're usually told you're either sensitive, you're too emotional, shut that shit up, nobody wants to hear that, all of that stuff. None of that shit is okay. None of it. It's not. So my message to you guys that are listening, that are watching, if you know somebody that is going through something mentally, or you see something that seems kind of odd, if they're making some type of outcry on social media, check on them. A simple text message or a phone call can go a long way. A lot of people don't necessarily know how to express themselves mentally or physically to be able to say, hey, this is what's going on with me. Hey, this is my problem. Some people do it in subtle ways. It could be something as little as a simple status update on Facebook, a tweet on Twitter, something on IG. If you see something like that and you're concerned, just reach out. Just ask. Now, of course, on the flip side, you can't help people that don't want to be helped. I learned that firsthand. Not gonna lie to y'all. Difficult. Very difficult situation. One of the worst situations to be in the world. Obviously, there's a lot, but that situation is very tough to be in. When you see somebody that you truly care about, somebody that you feel means so much to you, and you try to do all that you can for them, and then they just don't want to accept your help. So then you, as a person, as a caring person, are like, okay, I want to help, but I can't. So you kind of have to learn to just be like, you can't help people that don't want to be helped. Sorry, y'all. I didn't want to go too into it, but I've experienced this. I needed to say something, and I'm going to utilize the platform that I do have for those that listen, to those that watch. I don't play around when it comes to mental health stuff. I don't, especially from somebody that I experience it myself. Anxiety sucks. It does. Constantly thinking all types of different things all the time. My anxiety spikes all the time. It sucks, but I don't let it run my life. It's something that I have learned to accept, and something that I am continuing to learn how to get better with each and every day. From talking to my girl about it, to talking to my parents, which is very difficult, to talking to my close friends in my inner circle about it, and just learning how to deal with it myself within. Anxiety and any type of, mental health issue can be very difficult. And I'm not here to compare my issue is worse than yours or anything like that, but I'm just talking to you guys straight from experience. And I cannot stress this enough, y'all. Truly, if y'all know somebody that's going through something, just text them, just call them. I promise you, it'll do wonders. To let those people know that you care, because some people don't necessarily understand that they can talk to people, and sometimes they have to do things on social media to get that outcry. So sorry, y'all. I really didn't want to go on a tangent like that, but it's something that I had to say, and I've been holding that in for a while, y'all. And I truly hope that you guys listen to what I say about that, man. Just check on your loved ones, check on your family, check on your friends. You don't know who could be having just a bad day or something like that. When you see stuff like that, especially on social media, I mean, I hate to be the person to be like, oh, social media, this and everything. But we are in that age where people like to voice their thoughts, their fears, all of that, the outcries for help sometimes on social media. So if you see something that you don't necessarily think is all there, or something that seems off from that person, hit them up. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Whew.